All right, you guys, you've got to check this out because I think you're not going to expect this just as much as I did. Stay tuned because January statistics, I know this is a December update, but they're almost completely unexpected, and I even had to read them twice to really believe it. So welcome back, everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as you can probably tell, we're in a different spot this year. I love filming these videos. I think it's really fun. It's a little bit of a challenge. And this year I wanted to try something different. So we're gonna do it in different iconic spots in and around Austin. See if you can guess which ones that we are at. But like I mentioned in the intro, the statistics for December of 2022 were very predictable. You know, historically in December, we see a huge drop in interest. Frankly, people are traveling for the holidays. You've got Christmas, New Year's, you're going to see family. Usually the weather can be all over the place, and if you live here, you already know that. But we're used to seeing a small decline, and this year was really no exception. I want to go through a couple of the stats, and I'm going to read those here for you. So taking a look for December of 2022, we're seeing an average sales price here in the Austin market. And again, this is the entire Austin MLS, so all of its suburbs and surrounding area. An average sales price of $543,000, an average days on market of 57 days, an average list price to sale price ratio of 96%, and an average of $257 per square foot. Compare that to the median, we're seeing $440,000, 40 days on market median, and 97% list price sale price ratio. Of course, that's the percentage of the list price that the house actually sells for, and a median of $224 per square foot. Now I'm going to compare that going back to 2021, 1 year ago, December. Putting it up on the screen for you to compare, but back in 21, we saw an average of $587,000 sales price, an average of $286 a square foot, and an average of 25 days on market. Obviously, this is pretty expected. You know, the market has corrected quite a bit, primarily driven by the increase in interest rates we saw at the end of last summer. But needless to say, it's always interesting to see this, and even still, going from an average being down $40,000 shows really about a 5% decline. It's not world ending. I know the news makes it seem that way sometimes, but it's not dramatically different. Of course, that's not comparing to the peak of the summer, but for an average December, you know, an above average December we saw in 21 compared to this year, it's really just not that huge of a difference. So don't fret, don't freak out too much that has changed. Now, I want to get into some of the most interesting statistics though, because I didn't even believe these when I read them the first time. So looking at the beginning of the new year, not only myself, but every single realtor in my network that I speak to also noticed a huge jump in interest, and statistically, we're starting to see that now. So check this out. In the past 7 days, as at the time of recording this video, we have seen 841 new listings. That's in 1 week. Now that's pretty typical for a January. Nothing really new there for any year. But this is what's most interesting, and it's not crazy out of the norm, but it's super out of the norm if you've been watching the real estate market for the last 6 months. 858 houses, that's right, that's more than went live, went pending in 1 week. Now, still, Austin does have more inventory, you know, on the market than of course is being sold, but more houses are going off the market than coming back on. Hi there! So what conclusion can we draw from this? You know, if you're thinking about selling, obviously there are buyers out in the market, and this really gives you confidence in that. If you're on the other hand and you're thinking about buying, I think we do have a new normal. I think prices have finally stabilized. You know, of course they're gonna fluctuate a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be dramatic anymore. It seems like a lot more buyers have entered the market. And of course that ultimately, despite all of what mortgages do, buyers are what determine the market and how stable it will be. Good houses will continue to go fast. Ones that may need some updating or repairs are gonna continue to sit, but that's a normal and historically healthy market for Austin. One other interesting statistic that I think was weird for January, we are finally starting to see a decrease in the average days on market. You know, fact of the matter is, and this is putting no bones about it, because I was even in that situation with my own clients, If we listed right at the tail end of summer, right at that peak, houses were sitting. Obviously, that's when most of the price adjustments had to happen, but we are finally seeing that curve leveling off. Statistically speaking, not just my opinion. And obviously the average days on market is now trending downwards because of it. Average days on market as of the day of recording this video for Travis County for actively listed homes is 141. And that's down from being in the 160s just a month ago. So what that's telling me, just like the January statistics, is buyers are entering the market back in now. Prices have kind of stabilized. They've moved to where they're going to move, and I think this is where they're going to hang out for the future. All right, y'all, the last thing I want to chat about in this video is interest rates. So I'm going to put it up on the screen. This is an interesting report from US News and World Report that compared the 3 different price predictions between Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the Mortgage Bankers Association. You can see all trending downward. And I really think this is going to have a dramatic effect on especially the Austin real estate market. We've already seen, like I just mentioned, an increase in buyer demand, but interest rates are one of the biggest drivers in buyer confidence, and they have been trending downwards. And based on all of these reports, we'll see where it falls, but they're all still trending downwards. And I think that's going to make a huge impact on the spring and summer, especially the historic hot times. And I do think that we're going to have a very busy spring and summer. I think the good houses are going to go fast. I've already seen multiple offers coming back, but I do foresee that coming back. I do not predict that prices are going to go up, at least anything dramatic. I feel like they will probably stabilize at about where we see them at now in terms of averages. But I do think that you could have confidence if you're thinking about selling, there are buyers out there. And if you're thinking about buying, that you could jump back into the market and know that your money is safe. Because let's be real here, your house is usually your biggest investment. So having confidence that you're going to put your money into something that's not going to lose money is obviously one of the biggest factors in making that decision comfortable and happy and exciting. Because obviously getting a new house is cool, but you want to make sure that your money's not going to disappear. So could you be one looking to buy in 2023? Let's chat about it. It could be a good time to buy or sell depending on your situation, and I want to be that resource for you when it is time. So thank you so much for joining. Have a very happy new year, and I look forward to catching up with you next month, and I hope we talk very soon. Take care.